actually born and raised in Paris, and that's why my name is Adeline, because I'm French. English is actually my third language. So yeah, my mom is from the south of France. My father is from a Caribbean island called Martinique. And my dad moved to France when he was 18. And I'm from a family of 4 siblings who all sing or play some sort of instrument. And I grew up in the projects right outside of Paris and moved to New York right after high school to become a star. Still working on that part, but you know. I have to say it's been difficult to say it, but I had a good year last year, and you know, difficult because so many people lost people, and it's interesting because even now we're no longer in 2020, still in the pandemic, but I'm still seeing the remnants of like how difficult it was and how taxing, and I'm seeing it now more. Like I'm seeing the negative post effects of that, what they are, with a little bit of distance. But with that said, I spent most of my time in the studio, which I already do, but I didn't have to split my studio time with touring. And I just was completely immersed. So the first thing would be having more time. And the second would be just kind of a deep self-reflection of what music was really for me. Because I started singing when I was 2 years old. It was never a question. I'm very lucky. I was always like, I'm gonna be a musician, and that's all. And I never had to doubt that. But last year, you know, especially being a Black woman immigrant in 2020 after 4 years of Trump, which was traumatizing, I realized that, like, you know, and I developed a little bit of a fan base last year, and I was like, some people wrote to me saying that song helped me. And that made me, I had never looked at it that way. I've never been fortunate enough to, or maybe I wouldn't hear it or understand, but living in those times, I realized that I was an oasis to myself. That's what music was to me, and that's what music is to people, and that's what I want to be for people. So yeah. So Nightshade is actually a production duo. So we're incorporated, but it's just purely music. So it's like the Neptunes, or of course, you know, I'm aiming really high. I'm just like the Neptunes. But you know, it's a production duo, and Morgan Wiley has been my musical partner for about 4 years. I started working with him when I put out my first solo record. And we just like working together so much that we produce all of my music, but we want to produce for people outside of me being the singer on it. So our first stab at it was Mango, that we released with Kamal. So I think it was a good start. So now we have to keep it going. And yeah, we named ourselves Nightshade. I mean, the stage is and that's what, you know, I took from the pandemic, is I sort of created a new connection with the studio, because I have so much more experience as a performer. I mean, I've been recording in the studio my whole life, but I started performing at like 5. So the stage is my complete comfort zone. And I've always said, until last year, I used to say that I'm more comfortable on stage than in the studio. And now it's no longer the case. So thank you, challenges. But yeah, touring, I can't wait. We started doing some shows. We're doing one-offs and festivals, and I'll take anything. I'll play around the corner. I'll play on the street. I don't, you know, I'm just lucky to play. So as much as possible, we'll do it. I want to play bass better. I want to sing better. I want to write better songs. I want to produce better music and produce for other artists and like develop artists. I could totally see myself, I know I'm not really answering your question, but I could totally see myself owning my own record label and discovering, I don't like that word discovering, scratch that, and helping artists be heard, you know? And I would like to do it from another perspective, which isn't like, let's see the numbers and do all the work by yourself and I'm gonna jump in when there's nothing else to do. I just would love to, you know, help people achieve their goals. And I'd love to be involved in the musical side of that too. I mean, I have so many people I'd love to collaborate with. It's a really good time for music. There's so much good music out there. Right now, I'm obsessed with Little Sims. She's releasing an album like on Friday, and I'm just waiting for it. And I love that whole London crew that's killing it between Little Sims and Cleo Soul and Inflow, who's one of my favorite producers right now, and the band Salt. I mean, I just would like, I would feel the coolest if like they invited me to be part of their crew for Pretend, like just for one day. Well, I listen to a lot of old school West African music all the time. And you know, when people ask me that, I love to plug in my country, which is other than France, which is Martinique. And our national music style is called Zouk. And I feel like I always use an opportunity to introduce it to people. And it was actually invented by, I mean, one of our pioneers just recently passed away from COVID at 66. So I'm always trying to pay him homage as much as possible. But yeah, check out any Zouk kind of music. And then, yeah, I love music in different languages as well. You know, a lot of artists from Cape Verde or Portugal or just anything really.